Hey guys, it's me, Tex here with something a little bit different. So my guild was in a charity event just earlier today as I'm recording this. Um and basically so my team is Spire. And the other two teams were Terror Shock and Asterism, both very good teams. And I congratulate both teams on a good game. So, but I just wanted to talk about my team's side of the things. Talk about our thought process, our mistakes, our what we did right. Um, and yeah, so I'm not gonna physically. I'm gonna go through the other games, but not this one because I wasn't in it, and so it's a little bit harder for me to just kind of talk about it. And I'm not gonna go over the games that my team wasn't even in. So my hunter Zenon, or Risa as he's called in his IDB profile, he's an Axepoint main, but we had a bit of a miscommunication because he thought he was trying to aim for a tie, and in my mind, he was trying to aim for a sweep. So he went for Bloody Queen, and this made me mad because I thought I made it clear, but I didn't. And that is all on me, and I'm really sorry for how I acted, because it's going to cause another mistake later in hindsight. And so he's going to get the tie because Bloody Queen's basically a guaranteed tie, and he's a very good hunter. Don't get me wrong. Risa is definitely the best damn hunter on the team. But I got really mad at him for playing Bloody Queen secure a tie. So I end up hunting. Spoilers. But yeah, so the second round against Terra Shock is going to be this. So they got a tie. So we're aiming for a win, right? Basically, so we're going. So as the leader, I have to decide our team comps. So I wanted to do this team comp, not necessarily these people playing these characters. I actually wanted to play Embalmer, but no one else. But for this specific team comp, we had to do this. So we got an Embalmer, a Forward, a Mercenary, and a Wilding. And basically, this was definitely the biggest mistake that in the tournament. This is all on me because I'm the one who said we should do this team comp, and I don't think anyone else wanted to do it. But basically, uh, so the biggest problem is that instead of doing, I didn't let specifically Ratio or Citra play characters they were comfortable with. Now, Citra is a very good mechanic, and Ratio plays a bunch of people, but basically she doesn't play in Bomber. That's the big problem. She doesn't play in Bomber, and that's on me for not understanding that that she doesn't know how to play Embalmer. that is definitely my fault, and I really apologize for that. So yeah,
That video,
we're
but that's
we're gonna get into the game.
my favorite video. Video to me. It's where we just yeah.
So the enemy is a Wu Chang, and they're a very good Wu Chang. So
So the Yushan is spawn that
I'm gonna put it on mute just so I can go over everything as it happens. Ratio gets key spawn. I told her where to put the coffin, so that's why she puts it right there. And and so she is going. So her big thing is that she's really good at hiding and rotating. So the hunter doesn't know where she is, but he's got that tinnitus. So basically, oh, sorry for loading, but basically, so she she is basically really good at hiding and rotating away from the hunter before they can see her. And I know from personal experience that it can be annoying as hell. I one time had we were practicing, and she just kept rotating me as priestess while I was bonbon on moonlit, and she's just really good at doing that. She can gain she, but yeah. So let's. That's annoying. Okay, there we go. So yeah. So as you can see, I really want to capture it. So what she does is that she hugs this wall and she just walks so that she can slow vault and then run away. And he has no idea she did that. And that really like was just a beautiful play from her. I'm really proud of her for doing that. That was just great on her part. So she rotates to the mercenary. One mistake we had was that the mercenary just kept on decoding. Uh, that was definitely not the right move. We should have communicated more that he should get away from the cipher because he was able to teleport, knowing that she was there because she was probably there because of the shaking cipher, and so he's gonna be able to chase her. And unfortunately, she makes a really bad mistake there. It happens, but then she immediately rebirths. And this is the clear case that she doesn't know how to play Embalmer because what you do as Embalmer is that you basically have your you get chaired first, and then you get rescued before half, and then you rebirth. That's how you're supposed to do it as Embalmer. That's my fault because I didn't communicate well what I expected of our players, and I really should have tried having people play characters they know how to play and what they're comfortable with. So yeah, so she's gonna take the kite. She's a good kiter too. There's no problem with this. It's just that Wu Chain's very good at kiting, at chasing. Sorry, and so she's able to get a really good a vault there. But unfortunately, this Wu Chain knows how to play Wu Chain, so he's gonna be able to farm presence and to get her down immediately again. And then now she's on second chair, and so the rest of us are just trying to cypher rush at this point. And so the Wu Chain's just looking. We're just trying to get those ciphers done. We're communicating. The mercenaries trying to come in for that rescue, but unfortunately, we don't have practice against that much Wu Chain. Unfortunately, our we really need to practice against some more common hunters that are not really meta. So he's going to be able to get Slug's going to be able to get a very good hit here, or sorry, very good rescue. And then one thing we should have really communicated more on our teamwork is that Slug should have stuck next to that Embalmer to take hits because he's already been hit twice. He's already going to go down no matter what. So if he was able to, for example, bloody block here, then Ratio would have been able to get out, use a pallet to be able to transition away, and then uh, unfortunately, Citra's not going to be able to harass his wilding because she's a good player. Don't get me wrong, Citra is a very good player, but it's clear that her wildling could still use a bit of work. So she gets terror shocked on the boar, which she didn't even know. I remember in comms she didn't realize the boar was going to be could be terror shocked. At least I don't. At least if I remember correctly. So she's going to have to run away. The Wu Chain teleports to me, and I know how to kite Wu Chain, but at this point he has full presence, and I just can't kite a full presence Wu Chain. I'm so bad at it. And so, like for example, that right there, I really should have just dashed away from that bell. But instead, I waste my football, and I just let him get an easy bell and an easy hit right there, and that was all on me. And so I really need to get better at remembering Wu Chain's abilities and trying to read when he's going to do those abilities. So now I'm chaired for the first time. We've already gotten 2 ciphers done, which is very good for us. But either way, it's going that we were able to communicate where what ciphers needed to be done when, and so unfortunately, he's able to screw up at the what you call it, the shock, and then Citra gets a very good dash there so that she won't get siphoned, and so she gets a very good rescue on me, and now she has to kite unfortunately. So now she's on last effort, and then unfortunately we're either my hearing or we need to really work on communication that because it looks like the Wu Chain, but then he decides to go change targets. And so at this point, I should just be getting out of dodge, and I shouldn't even be here because he knows that I was decoding at the cipher. So obviously, I would come back. So I really should just worked on another cipher or went to select to get some healing, but I didn't, and that is definitely on me right there. And so now the hunter is going to go ahead and TP to Slugs, who is going to try taking the kite. But unfortunately, the thing is that Wu Chain's really hard to rescue on. And the unfortunate truth is that Slugs probably should have realized, or we should have communicated better, because he gets soul siphoned and there's nothing he can do at that point. But he does do a very good play here of running to that corner where the Wu Chain's going to be slowed while ballooning him. And so this was a good play to buy time. If this was like the first down, then that would have been like the pro gamer epic move. But unfortunately, the Wildling's the only person left alive, so there's basically jack shit we could do. So yeah, so now the mercenary is going to be chaired, and we this is almost guaranteed to be a yes sweep at this point. The Citra would have to buy a ton of time, and she's only at 1 HP, and she can't get items because she has a 4. Sorry about that. So he finds her immediately, and at this point, it's basically GG. I don't think I even need to show the rest of this. We get swept, and so she does do a good kite, but unfortunately, there's nothing we could do. Absolutely nothing. And so that happens. That was our first round. Next round was Terror Shock versus Asterism. I'm not going to go over that game. I wasn't in it. I'm just here to basically tell my team what we need to work on. And so I'm just going to go over the games that I think we need to look over. So I'm not even going to bother. They're both good teams. If they want to do their own commentaries, or heck, I know Asterism. Hit me up if you want me to give your tournament footage like critique. I'm totally cool with that. I like y'all. Y'all are good people. So this time I learned my lesson last time, and I'm just gonna let them pick who they're comfortable with. Obviously, one thing I am gonna work on is with my team is that I want us to pick meta characters. So, but we need to be comfortable with meta characters. That's the problem. We went a meta team, but we weren't comfortable. But not everyone was comfortable with those characters. So, I definitely want to start working on getting us more comfortable with playing more meta teams, so that we can perform better in tournaments. So yeah, now, but for this round, we did what we were more comfortable with, and it ended up really helping us in the end. So now we have a violinist. I get a really unlucky spawn, and I spawned right next to. Literally, okay. Obviously, this isn't. This is not. This is entirely why we lost. But our luck was shit. Literally, the prisoner spawned. I'm right here. I'm the prisoner. I spawned right next to the violinist. What the fuck? Both times, the hunter spawns right next to the best survivor for them. It's fucking crazy. But I mean, it's whatever. It's no one's fault, but it happens. I obviously our losses are our losses. They were not because of luck at all. But yeah, it was skill on both the other teams and us. So I get first kite. So I'm going to go ahead and vault so I can get that speed boost, and I can go ahead and transition away from Shaq. Unfortunately, at this point, I'm communicating to Ratio that she's decoding where I have to head. And so he's able to get a hit on me, but I'm able to juke out those notes. So basically, I'm forcing him to go around, and I'm putting distance and time so that I can get here. So I'm like, Ratio, go away, leave. So I'm able to juke out those notes. Because I know how to kite violinists. I don't play violinists, but I can certainly kite them. And so I'm going to just keep on going. I'm very comfortable with the... sorry, I don't want to repeat myself. Blah. So I'm just going to keep on kiting. I know that I'm not going to 5 cipher kite this violinist. Weekly limit is super good, and I know they're super good. So he's going to get a really good note hit right there. And so I go down. And what we do is that Ratio is going to is going to basically try distracting the hunter, and Slug. Sorry, not Slugs. Um, uh, what's his name? Wendor, I think. The mercenary is going to go in for the rescue. So the and so he's like all the way over here because he wanted to destroy that cipher. So that's going to buy us a ton of time for the mercenary to come in for the rescue and us to build a ton of distance to continue the kite. So this was a really good play on our part. So I'm just going to keep on running this way, and he's going to follow me. I juke up the note once again. I don't get a pallet stun there, but that's fine. I'm gonna be honest. None of those pallet stuns were intentional. I just happened to get them. I really just wanted him to break the pallet. But yeah, so I'm gonna be able. So I'm gonna go down here. A very good chase from the Vio, but so I thought he was gonna take me to basement because I knew basement was right here. I was like, well, I'm screwed. But he decides instead to take me to this chair right outside. And so we're going to do the same shit again, but this time reversing roles. So the mercenary is going to go ahead and distract the violinist while the priestess rescues me. You see, he sees the mercenary right there. And so he's going to go after the mercenary. And so that's going to give the priestess enough time to portal. And she's gonna Ratio so good at Survivor. I wish I was as good as her. Look at that. She was able to rescue just in time, even after being note hit. That was awesome. And then she body blocks for me. It was just great. So I'm gonna just keep on kiting for as long as I can. I'm just buying time at this point. If I don't mind, I know I'm gonna go down. It's just inevitable. I'm able to juke out the notes once again, but I'm gonna go down right here. And this is my third time in chair, so I'm going to die. But I was still able to get all the way to one cipher. So that was just enough for me. As a prisoner, that's literally the best I could do. So I'm pretty happy with myself for that. But yeah, so now the violinist is going to go. We're just trying to prime a cipher at this point. So Ratio is out doing her own thing, and the other two are getting that cipher ready to be primed. But he is going to realize what we're doing, and so the merc and the entomologist are going to go ahead and run away. And so we're just trying to do multiple ciphers at this point, just to get one ready. And so now Cindy's taking the kite. She did some very good bees right there. And so because of that, she was able to juke out and buy so much time. That was a really good play from her. So now he is going to the merc, Wender, and basically we're just trying to get a cipher primed at this point. And then Ratio unluckily gets found, but you know what happens. And I've already broken all the pallets here, so there's not much she can do other than just try portaling. But unfortunately, it doesn't work too much. She's still going to try her best. She's able to just barely miss that hit there. And so that was a really good pallet stun from Ratio. She's our best survivor. She's so good. So she's going to get a really. So she's going to get hit by the notes, but that was also really good from the violinist. I also think this Vio is a mobile player because I take PC lines, and PC lines are different from mobile lines. But you know, it's whatever. So the merc is going to come in. He does a great rescue, but we're going to see right here. He dodges the notes, and then everyone dodges the little thingies. So now Ratio is just trying to buy us some time. I think the cipher's primed at this point, so it's really good for us. This is a tight situation. And so she was able to dodge by standing still on the thingy. She gets hit, but that's okay because now we get a tie. There's no point mincing words. This is a tie because she's gonna buy time for us to be able to open both of those exit gates and get a very safe tie. And yeah, unfortunately we knew where dungeon was because we saw it earlier. It's all the way at Moongate. So there's not much she can do other than buy time. So she's just looping this violinist over and over. And so I think both gates are open at this point. And she goes down. The Vio is going to teleport to Citra, but she is already ready and she just leaves. And so what we tried doing here, I'm going to explain this because it's going to seem really weird to anyone who I think the commentators were confused on why we did this, and I think anyone watching would be confused. So our plan here was that the mercenary was going to come back and heal because we wanted to try getting a win, and mercenary could use his elbow pads even if he was hit to get to exit gate anyways. So he heals, and what our plan was that the mercenary was going to go towards the gate where we thought the hunter was going to go, and Ratio was going to go around to the dungeon so that we can get a 3-man. But obviously that doesn't work, so we just kind of look like idiots. So instead, he's going to go after Ratio, who is over here, and then we decide, you know what, fine, we'll just take the tie at this point. The Ratio's gonna go down, and we're gonna get that tie. We're just like, fuck it. Merc has already used his tide. We can't win. So, yeah, that is gonna be GG. And I hope y'all enjoyed that. Now we have one more game. This time I'm the hunter because I was really pissed about I was super pissed about being about Risa picking Bloody Queen for the tie. I'm gonna be honest, that was entirely the reason I was mad. And I'm really sorry, Zenon. You should have been Hunter. You should have played Axeboy. You should have been Hunter. But in my hubris, I said, I'll be Hunter. Especially since I played with Asterism, and I played against them before. I've won against them before. At least a couple of these people. I know I've beaten them in matches before. But, man, we're going to see here that it was a mistake for me to play. And so I was playing Bonbon. Because I thought I can very safely tie or win with Bonbon. If they don't rescue, I can win. If they don't rescue, I can tie. If they do rescue, I can win. But unfortunately, man, of course, I played against them, they've played against me. I know for a fact that Lottie Blue has seen my YouTube videos. So hi, Lottie, if you're watching this. And so I know she knows how I play. So basically, Seer is going to get... So because of communication, Seer knows that I was going to come here and he's going to be able to hide. I completely forgot. So I'm a little rusty on Hunter. I really need to play more Hunter. But I completely forgot about things like tinnitus checking and such. So I should have known where he was at that second because tinnitus. But I just... it completely swept my mind. And I should have seen the Seer right here because it's quenching effect. But I didn't. I basically... I'm screwed. At this point, I'm freaking screwed because I haven't found anyone yet. And then the Explorer is right here. I thought where the Seer was the Explorer, and so that's why I gave up. But instead, both the Explorer and Seer are able to successfully hide from me. So now Lottie is taking the kite, and I decide fuck it because I can't find anyone else. So I'm just going to take this, and I know that I can easily down her because she's Gravekeeper. So I'm going to go ahead and just... I'm going to chase. Maybe not my best idea, but yeah, I'm a decent Bonbon. So I knew that she was going to go for that pallet, so I wanted to throw that bomb. And then I tried predicting where she was going to be, and so I chain bombed there, but I was just a little bit too far to the left. You know, it happens. And so Lottie's doing some really good dodges here, but I'm able to get a successful chain bomb. And I get a good hit there, and I get it right before the Seer's owl comes. That was a misplay on the Seer. You know what happens. None of us are are like champions. We're all unicorns, griffins, more or less. And so I decided I'm gonna wait for this owl to end, and then I'm gonna blink. That was really good reaction timing from me. The commentators thought I straight up counted out the owl to see when I could hit. No, I didn't. I literally just waited until I would hear the noise, and then I immediately blinked. That is how I was able to do that, and that's how I was able to cancel out his shuffle. And from here, I do a shitty job. Gonna be honest, of stuffing the rescue. So what I should have done was I just I went just in the wrong way for the cipher. So I put up some bombs. I set it up so that I can easier defend. But unfortunately, I had a huge brain fart right there, and the coordinator was able to just rotate and get that chair from me. And I don't know how that bomb hit didn't hit only hit the coordinator and didn't hit the gravekeeper. I thought I aimed that perfectly, but it's whatever. So I'm going to go ahead and keep on chasing the gravekeeper. I know at this point I might be fucked, but it's whatever. So I'm saving my bombs and just I keep on tunneling him. At this point, I know that I'm fucked, but I'm going to try my best anyways to at least secure that tie. I get a really good chain hit right there, but and then I'm going to get a good time bomb right there. That's all just practice, really. I'm a good bonbon. I don't doubt my skills as bonbon, but man, I just really misplayed on the anti-hiding. I really need to work on that. And so now I'm going to. I'm basically trying to defend. And if this was the first rescue, then they would have lost. Because watch this, I'm able to down them, but they had the Cypher Prime, so they were able to rescue the Gravekeeper anyways. And so, unfortunately, that miss of a swing right there lost me the game straight up. If I was able to get that, I would have been able to chair, and then I would have been able to get at least a tie. That straight up killed me. No joke. Because while I was able to be able to down him much quicker than the Vio was able to down the Priestess, for example, the Seer was decoding gates is kind of bullshit, and they're able to just do it super fast. I really should have brought the Control Freak, but I didn't. That's on me. Because if I brought Control Freak, I would have won. Like, no joke, I would have won if I brought Control Freak, but it's whatever. And so now they're gonna get a sweep. They're gonna get a 3-man because the dungeon's right there. At this point, I know I'm fucked, but I just want the game to end. So yeah, and that is gonna be GG. And yeah, that was the that is the yeah that was our first ever debut in a tournament. We have a lot more practice to do. We definitely made some mistakes. I made plenty of mistakes. I'm going to work on, and I'm going to definitely make sure that we are much more prepared for the next time we do any kind of competition like this. I hope. I hope. If you're anyone who was participating in Spire, I appreciate your time, and I'm proud of what we did. And I hope that you will come with me, and we can both, and all of us can improve and participate in future tournaments and do better. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.